Happy New Year. About to usher in 2021. I hope the year starts out good for you. It's got to be better than the past year in a lot of ways. We're looking forward to a good year. I had a friend taught me how to do concrete work at a very early age. I want to read to you about him a little bit this morning out of my book, A Ride on the River of Memories, One Last Canoe Ride. Stories on page 246. Wanted to give, he was a great mentor, and I loved him. Teach a Kid a Trade is the name of the chapter. How in the world does a 12-year-old boy learn a trade? Well, someone has to teach him or show him by example. That's what happened to me. We moved to Woodford, North Carolina when I was a freshman in high school. I didn't know a soul there or anyone in school. Now that's hard on you. Swapping schools and leaving friends you had known for at least 8 years in South Hominy. We lived in a house with a half basement, and my dad wanted a wall put up in there. I think he had met Leslie Price at a church service, and somehow she had said her husband could lay block and build just about anything. So Milton Price came to our house and laid that wall. I tried to help him, and we talked, and he said, did I want a job? I guess I impressed him enough by trying to help and just being willing. I said yes. He said he had a son a year or so younger than I was, Ted Price. I think maybe he wanted me to meet Ted, and maybe we would become friends. That was part of it. Anyway, I don't remember the first day of going to work with Milton, nor do I remember meeting Ted and his mom for the first time, but we did become friends, and I really loved his mom. She was the sweetest woman. Milton was from over on Fines Creek. Fines Creek is just off of I-40 going towards Knoxville, Tennessee, another community of good mountain folks. He was a concrete finisher and a contractor. He furnished shovels and rakes and wooden floats and Marshalltown trowels, but we had to have rubber boots, our own gloves, and so on. And oh yes, he furnished wheelbarrows and my schooling in how to grade, form, place, and finish concrete. It began there. One of the first jobs I remember was near when the first McDonald's was on Tunnel Road. We poured a parking lot, and I was goofing off after it was poured, and he said, if you don't get that edge trowel, you won't be here tomorrow. And I had let it get too dry and was burning blisters trying to catch up. Finally, Milton brought me some water and showed me how to just sprinkle enough to make it a little easier and get it slick. It was a lesson I learned forever. He showed us how to set forms and grade and pull strings and bull float, and when we could and was strong enough, how to roll a wheelbarrow and dump it in the right place and all that. The very first job he left me on to finish was a room like only 10 by 12 or so. He said, now let it dry and support your weight before you use the knee boards and try to trowel it. I said, okay. And as soon as he was out of sight, I tried to get on it to trowel it. Anyway, I sunk up and had to fix that mess. Anyway, I think I troweled that room 10 times at least. When they came for me, it was slick as a baby's you-know-what, and he said, looks good. How many times did you trowel it? Well, I mumbled something to him, and him and his brother-in-law Ed, they laughed. They knew what I'd done. They knew anyway, but oh man, it was fun going to work and pouring that concrete and meeting all these people and getting teased and talked about and all that stuff. Milton became a mentor. He got the work done and knew how to handle folks. We hand graded basements, took out excess dirt and put gravel in them. We had a good carpenter from Canton that did not have an eye for grading. He would dig holes and leave low places. After several times of trying to tell him how to grade, to no avail. Milton finally said to us, just let him dig the holes. We'll fill them back in. We need a good carpenter. We poured stores like Winn-Dixie's and Ingles, one of Ingles' first stores. We poured those, and we would hand trowel them. We had one of the first trowel machines in Buncombe County. Ted Price, Milton's son, became an expert real quick. That eliminated a lot of hand troweling, but lots of times we'd run the machine and hand trowel the finish to save time. I helped Milton many times over the next 3 years or so. We poured Mars Hill College additions and some at the hospital and a lot of houses, basement, drives, and walks. It is amazing how much you learn from a good teacher and don't even realize it until years later when you need it. I had a really nice lunch with Ted Price a while back, and we both missed Milton. He took a liking to me, and once again, someone helped me along life's journey that I didn't get to show my gratitude to enough. Much too soon. Many of them go before we realize their value to us. I fully realized just how much of an impact he had on me. Milton was a good one for sure, and I loved and respected him. I wish I could tell him that. I have made an honest living doing concrete work of all kinds, all because he took a liking to a young boy and took the time, and he had the patience to help me with a little honey for my journey. Thanks, Milton. I love you, and I'll see you across the river. That's a little tribute to Milton Price. Like I said, he took time. He took time. And so it made a world of difference. And so I've tried to do that my own self. These young boys and my own sons, I started them working as soon as they were old enough. I paid them well, but I worked them hard, and I made them do it like I wanted it done, and it paid off. They became the best. I'm thinking of a young boy, Kerry Smith, that I trained. A great contractor, good concrete finisher. My own son, James, who's began contracting some, was a great finisher. Jeffrey, my oldest son, who died way too soon, was one of the best concrete men I ever seen. So taking time for others pays off. Hope you have a happy new year, and the Lord blesses you abundantly and above all that you can ask or think, because he likes to do that. He delights in taking a liking to us.